Hey, what's going on? This is your local real estate agent here in South Florida, GARAUDY Joseph. I've been a licensed realtor for the past 10 plus years in the South Florida market. I just want to appreciate you guys tuning in on this weekly live show where basically I'm going to go over 3 to 5 articles that stood out to me when it comes to real estate news, whether it's from the residential side or the commercial side of real estate. Also, I've got to throw in the fact, not only am I a realtor, but I'm also a husband, a father of 3, and a Florida State alumni, Go Seminoles. So once again, I appreciate you guys tuning in. The articles we are going to go over, they are from either the South Florida Business Journal, the Associated Press. And like I said before, the main purpose is just to kind of add value and just so you to stay abreast and stay on top of what's relevant to real estate here in South Florida. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump into the first article that stood out to me this past week. All right, so go ahead and do this. The name of this article is called Florida Developer Helping Rebuild Ukraine with Shipping Containers. We all know what's been going on over on the Ukraine and Russia for the past year and a half, almost 2 years, which is unfortunate. Well, the cool thing about this, Ukraine has lost thousands of homes, and an Aventura-based global module agreed to build a factory there that creates new homes out of shipping containers. That's real pretty cool. We got a local business here in South Florida that basically specializes in building modular homes out of containers, and they've agreed to go ahead and provide that ability to the Ukrainian people, where they're actually going to build a facility over there where they're able to, I guess, make up the loss of homes that's been affected by the unfortunate war that they're currently going through. So I got a shout out to the CEO of Global Modules, John Sanaton, who's basically spearheading this movement to go ahead and provide that ability for the citizens of Ukraine to basically have a roof, or in this case, a container over their head. So that's a beautiful thing that they're providing that support and that assistance that they desperately need. So all right, so let's go ahead and move on to the next article that stood out to me. So next article that stood out to me, name of this article is, all right, name of the article is called Home Builders Approve Miami-Dade Single Family Community. And we all know we have an inventory shortage, not only throughout the country, but especially here in South Florida. So it's great to see that we have a developer and the local municipality agreeing to allow the developer to start doing some construction. So let's go ahead and jump into this. GT USA secured approval for a single family home development in the Miami Lakes area. All right, so this was actually approved on October 10th, where the name of the community will be called Palma del Alegro. The community will be located on about 17-acre site with about 9.3 acres of land that rests on a lake. So that's going to be a very nice view, having that lake right there. Now, the location of this particular project will be on the northeast corner of Northwest 87th Avenue and Northwest 162nd Street. All right, so now the main thing we want to know is, the square footage of these single family homes that they plan on building. It's going to range anywhere from 6,400 square feet to 5,800 square feet, which is pretty large in South Florida. So it's going to be anywhere from 3 to 6 bedrooms. Now, the price is going to be a nice price to live in this community, and obviously, if you can afford it, go ahead and move into it. The prices will start at $1.5 million. So big takeaway from this article is the fact that you got the local municipality along with a developer that agreed to go ahead and build some more single family homes here in South Florida, which is crucial and which is great. So, all right, so let's go ahead and move on to the next article that stood out to me. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. Our next article that stood out to me is, what's the name of this article? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. We got the Pulte Group, another developer, buys Palm Beach County development site for $22 million. All right, so here's what's coming. And this is coming directly from the South Florida Business Journal. All right, so we got the Pulte Group, a publicly traded company, acquired a property west of Lake Worth Beach for about $21.5 million and plan on moving forward with a townhouse development. All right, so this Atlanta-based home builder acquired about 27 acres at the 6690 South Military Trail, 4265 and 4366 Selvey Lane. Uh, Biggest takeaway is this is going to be a townhome community. We're going to have about, or they're going to have about 210 townhomes developed. Prices will range from anywhere to the high 400,000 to the low 500,000, which isn't bad. That's a pretty good range as far as prices, and affordability is a real thing. So I'm glad that they're taking that into consideration with this particular project. So we got to go ahead and shout out to the local municipality in Lake Worth working with these developers and bringing more construction as far as more homes here in the South Florida market. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the next article that stood out to me. All right, so the name of this article, is Best Florida City to Avoid Flooding, Ocala. We all know that South Florida is known for hurricanes. That's something that's going to be the case for quite some time. So let's go ahead and read the title of this article. Climate Alpha uses AI to identify those Florida cities with the least risk from flooding. From overall storms risk, Ocala is number 3 behind Lake City and Tallahassee. Go Florida State. All right. So basically, if you're trying to avoid high homeowners insurance, because the closer you are to the coast, the closer you are as far as living in the South Florida region, you're going to pay a premium for homeowner insurance. The main takeaway from this article is saying that, hey, if you want to live in an area where you're still going to experience some type of hurricane, if it does hit South Florida, but you won't be impacted that much, along with your homeowner insurance premiums won't be that high. Some of the top places to live are Ocala, Tallahassee, and Lake City to kind of live at prevent yourself from experiencing, the strong storm surges from a hurricane, and also paying not so much of a high premium when it comes to homeowners insurance. So that's good to know. That's real good to know. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the next article that stood out to me this past week. All right, so the title of this article is 3 Things Home Buyers Can Ask For Now. All right, it is still a seller's market, but its strength has declined. Buyers now have a little leeway with sellers and notably more bargaining leverage with lenders. Main takeaway from this article is the fact that rates are where they're at, which is a little bit below 8%, which gives you as a buyer more leveraging power with these sellers, mainly because homes are on the market a little bit longer due to where rates are, because the average person does have to rely on a mortgage to purchase a home, which is fine. But at the same time, by knowing this, you can use this as your advantage as a buyer, to where you can negotiate with the seller to either A, reduce their price, B, pay towards the closing, or C, even pay towards reducing your interest rate with the lender. So these are great things to know in today's market as a buyer, where you do have more of a negotiating power versus about a year and a half, 2 years ago, when basically it was really the sellers had the power to basically get what they wanted. So it's great to know that, hey, even though we're still in the seller's market, there is room as a buyer to negotiate, mainly because of where rates are today. All right, so let's go ahead and move into the last article that stood out to me in this past week. All right. Last article, actually, we went over all the articles that stood out to me. That's great. Like I said before, wanted to keep this short and simple as far as real estate news related to the South Florida market. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. I appreciate you guys taking time and listening to me. So looking forward to provide some more value to you guys every week moving forward. And outside of that, you enjoy the rest of your day. All right. Thank you.